Do you find yourself going around your house looking for a place with your laptop to work, or you have a dedicated space, an office that is full of paper and projects, and you just avoid it because it's too distracting? Well, today we're going to talk about the top hacks in order for you to create the office that is inspiring for you. So before we do that, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Here are the top 11 hacks that you can implement today to improve your home office. Let's do this. Hack number 1, find a dedicated space within your home that you can comfortably work from. So if you have an actual office, is there something going on there that actually doesn't resonate with you? Or are you ready to change it up and maybe move into another space? So this was this was an actual bedroom, and I turned it into my office. And I took my office out of the smaller room and turned that into the guest room. So I want you to look at if you have to actually reconfigure spaces within your home for a dedicated space. My name is Lisa Benitz, and I run a program called Creating Conscious Spaces for Entrepreneurs. And I've worked with entrepreneurs all around the world like you, and they're all desiring change. They're all desiring to know that they can create greater. And I teach them through their spaces and some simple techniques, combination of old school Vatsu and feng shui and geomancy and energy. And I've married it all together to create this magical program where I actually empower you so that you can learn to follow your intuition and what works within your space. So hack number 2, I love this one. So let's say you're in an open space. So we've looked for a dedicated space. And again, if you have a dedicated space, we're still going to get into all those hacks. I want you to know that everything applies to each and every space. And one of the things you can do, especially if you have something like an air conditioning unit or a heater or some pipes, anything that doesn't look pretty. So one of the things that I love to use are dividers, screens, bookshelves, curtains, panels, all that actually give a sense that the space is divided if it's an open room. You can use large plants. So anything that is going to define the actual space from where you're at. And immediately what happens is that it actually gives that sense that here's where I work, and then walk away, and this is where I enjoy myself, whether it's a living room or a dining room or something. Now we're going to talk about hack number 3. So we're wanting to make sure that you have a solid work surface, preferably the wooden desk. A wooden desk is connecting you to Mother Earth. And if you imagine a tree and all the roots, that's basically what you're doing when you're sitting at your wooden desk, that the legs of the desk are literally energetically connecting to the earth. Now, I know I have many of you out there that love, love, love glass because you love that modern look. The one thing about glass is that it kind of gives that essence of not necessarily feeling grounded, and it's a little airy, and it gives that sense of fragility, like things are a little bit maybe not so solid. So I just want you to be aware that sometimes I've had people even put like a solid black or whatever color works pad on top for their computers. That in itself absolutely will change the energy of that. Now, the other part of a desk, which I've seen a lot of, and there's a lot of them, the ergonomic desks that go up and down, is a lot of them are made out of metal. The challenge with metal and metal legs is that if you're in an area with a lot of electromagnetic frequencies, which means that you're around a lot of 5G, especially people that are living in apartment buildings, there tends to be a lot of towers, a lot of wires, towers. You're picking up what's going on with your neighbor's wall across the street if there's a hotel, below, above. There's all this electronic energy that's coming towards our bodies. So the beauty of having a wooden desk is it actually is like a protection and a grounding for us. But if you do have a metal, desk, a great hack is to go to the hardware store, buy a piece of butcher's block, get it cut down to the size that you'd like. You can stain it, paint it, and then it goes on top, and it just gives it another sense. So maybe check into how much of a weight you can put on the surface so that it doesn't wreck the mechanisms of it lifting up and down. So something not too heavy, not too thick, but that in itself will give you a totally different feel when you're sitting at the desks. And for any of you that do have an ergonomic one with wood on top, please let me know below, because that in itself I love, and I can share that with all of my other clients out there. So speaking of ergonomics, one of the things that we are spending more time at is sitting at our desks and ensuring that your body is completely supported. So do some research and literally go around and test chairs out, look at reviews and see which one is going to be the best ergonomically supportive for your body. One of the coolest chair hacks that I've seen out there is any of the gaming chairs for people that love to do gaming. They spend many, many hours at their computers, but so are many industries now, especially if you've set up an office at home. So check into a gaming chair because they tend to have a higher back and they support your head. They have all these wonderful sort of ways that you can support and shift the chair around. So check one of those out as well. Hack number 4, paint your office a color that inspires you. And if you have brand colors in your business, then at least paint one wall the accent color, like I have behind me, that's gold. And it's the accent wall for branding for my business. And I use that as my back end for all my Zoom meetings and client meetings. Also, you can check into wallpaper that pulls on and off for any of you that are renters. There's a lot of wallpaper out there that you can look at as well, okay, that easily sticks on and off. Hack number 5, storage systems. Storage systems are so key. So if you're on your computer, of course, there's wonderful ways of storing all of your digital files and making sure that you have backup. So you'll learn the hard way if you don't. So you have backup to your computer, backup to the cloud, and ensure that you have a hard drive. And sometimes you can even have an offsite backup. For paper, okay, I know there's a lot of people that love, love, love paper. The challenge with paper is that it actually holds an energy just like everything else in your home. And the more that you hold on to that paper, it has this energy of whatever was going on at the time when you printed it out. So if you have a digital copy, let the actual hard copy go unless you need it for taxes or legal documents or anything else that's of a legal nature that you actually have to have a signature on. Really look at that and go in and declutter, go in and shred, and you're going to notice that you're creating way more space. I created in my closet here where I put all my files. So look at what's going to work for you. I have binders, and then I have stand-up box files where I can put magazines and other things in there. And it's created so much space, so much better for me, and I'm way happier in my office space. So something else that I forgot to mention here is that I also have within the closet office equipment, printer, and any of my electronic things, extra office supplies, all of that is kept in my office. So it's not in my face talking to me all the time, and I can close the door when I'm not using my printer, and I don't have to have access to my files every minute of every day. So the door actually gives an actual division between where I work and where I need to store relevant documents for my business. Out of sight, out of mind. If it's not here physically at your desk, it's going in there. The next hack is, with the way that the world is becoming much more connected to their devices, having 2 monitors at your desk. So make sure that you can have room for an extra monitor. Make sure you have room for charging devices, plugs. If you have a stand for your cell phone or your iPad, or if you have a tablet for work, that you've got everything there. And you also have created sort of room for yourself so that there's room for your movement for handwriting and everything else. So one of the things that I wanted to mention also is the desk height for you, especially if they have an ergonomic desk that goes up and down. You want that the space between your elbow and the keyboard, you want to be able to rest your arm without stretching it out too far, which is not going to cause any strain into your upper back and shoulders. And the actual sort of distance between your eyes and the monitor, 3 feet, okay? Like give yourself up to 3 feet so that you're not straining yourself. And I love my glasses that I wear that protect me from the glare of the monitor. All the right electronic equipment, an ergonomic mouse, ergonomic keyboard, a monitor, your laptop, task lighting, and making sure that everything's at the right distance and height. Okay, so next hack is number 7. Make sure you have enough electrical plugs and electrical power bars with surge protectors in them so that you can have everything recharged, keeping your equipment running smoothly so you don't have a drop and find out that you lost battery in the middle of a Zoom meeting. And make sure if you don't have cord management set up and it's not looking like an octopus in your office, which is crazy, and I've seen it time and time again, it doesn't cost a lot, my friends. Just go and get a couple of these and you can stick them underneath the desk. There's lots of companies out there now that have an amazing cord management system that you can put into place. Lighting. Oh my goodness. Okay. In my office, I not only have a overhead light, I have a floor light. I have 2 lights here that are called box lights. And then I have a little task light for very late at night that I have over here. And then I have my window for a natural light. What I would look at, task, floor, ceiling. And if for those of you that are doing any YouTube or anything else, then box lights, invest in them. It's great. And it actually lights up your area that you're working in for meetings at any time, day or night, especially for those of you that are different time zones, right? The gift of really good lighting is that it actually creates a bit of a mood. So let's watch. If I turn this light off, now you see it, it's a totally different look, right? As soon as I turn it back on, literally everything lights up. And it creates a sense for me when I'm working that I'm in the light. So let's light up your space and play with, if you have the ability to change your plug into a dimmer switch, which is awesome, then do that, because then you can change the mood just as it is for the sunlight outside for our bodies. We do need that. Next hack is number 9. So whatever you do with your windows, I happen to have one window in my office and there's a lot of light that comes into my office during the day, which is awesome. But when I'm doing something like having a Zoom meeting or doing a video, then I want to make sure that I actually just focus in and not get this glare coming in to my screen, to my face, to my computer. So what I do is I have blackout blinds, which completely black out the sun. And behind that, I have actual blinds that I can use throughout the day to give me some privacy. And so what I would look at is window treatments for your space that really speaks to your personality. What's your color? What inspires you? You can go and get blackout blinds at any decor store and pick them up for not a ton of money. And it'll really give that luxurious feel in your space. When you walk in, it's like, oh, really looks good. So hack number 10. I talked about the box lights. And one other thing that I invested in was a really good mic. And my mic, I have a boom mic. So I also have a mic that when I was doing my radio show for 7 years, I invested in a really good mic that got rid of all the extra sound, and I can also put it on my desk. So if you invest in a good mic, then awesome. Otherwise, you can use the mic from your cell phone, which I often do, which I'm doing right now. When you're doing any type of recording, invest in sound panels. If you find that there's a lot of echo, and especially in anybody that has a really high ceiling, if you can find a space that is a little quieter, curtains are great for that. They absorb the sound. And I painted it gold because my colors are gold and black in my business. And the wonderful thing about it is when I walk in, I just feel like opulent. It feels wonderful. And then, of course, I have my painting that's by a local artist where I live. And then I did this, changing the world one space at a time, which is really what the purpose of my whole business is to inspire others to change their world with their space. So changing the world one space at a time, it begins with everyone here. Personalizing your space, my friend. Every space in your home has a personality. So what's the personality of your office? Create some inspiring quotes. Put some happy artwork out there that when you walk in, it feels really happy. Have essential oils, a diffuser with some essential oil in it. Have maybe a salt lamp because that gives a different vibrancy in the space. You can burn a candle. And so it's a different energy throughout the day that you can play with. Have some music. Have a reading chair. So then you can leave your desk and go over to a reading chair. Some people love to have a meditation chair. I know some of my clients, they love to meditate. So they have a meditation chair and they sit in their meditation chair. It's good to change it up. Okay. Great to step away from your desks. Having an area rug, yoga mat. If you need to sort of lie down and meditate lying down on your yoga mat, awesome. It changes the energy. And so when we're playing with the different levels of energy within our spaces, all spaces, not just our offices, it does create a different level of vibration for our spaces. Healthy, happy plants detoxifies the air. When we bring in healthy plants and healthy, fresh flowers, which I do every week into my office, I know that I'm detoxifying the air and I'm bringing a fresh energy and new colors that really inspire me. So when I walk into my office in the morning, I know I've got this big hug, this energized space that really gets me excited to whatever I'm going to be doing for the day. I wanted to give this bonus, and just a reminder, don't forget to like, subscribe if you like the content, and if you can hit the notification button. And I wanted to mention that there is a little free gift guide in the description below. But this little bonus, I wanted to mention electromagnetic frequencies. For any of you that don't know anything about it, it really can affect how clearly you think, how fast you work, how well you sleep. If you have electromagnetic frequencies running, and everybody does, by the way, but rampantly throughout your house, if this is something you want to know more about, I'd love to talk about it and share it with you in another video. If you're not wanting to spend the money or go online and you're confused about all the different products out there, a really cool hack is to go to the hardware store and get different dimensions, different sizes of copper wire. But what you can do is you run it on the inside of your home, on the inside wall between you and your neighbor. And what happens with the copper wire is it actually deflects the electromagnetic frequency coming towards you. This is great for bedrooms. This is great for offices. And I'll talk further about that. If you want to know more, just drop me a note. So now I'm going to go over and do a quick recap of everything we talked about. You look for a dedicated space in your home. If you already have an existing office, awesome. Then I want you to look at what's going to inspire you to want to go in there and work in there. If it's open, make sure you have dividers in place so you actually have a division between work and playtime with your family or whomever in your life, okay? Next is solid work surface, something that's going to support you and ground you, because you don't want your energy floating out there. A solid work surface with wood is best for your body. It connects you with Mother Earth, especially for those of you that are in apartment buildings. If you're on the 21st floor of an apartment building, believe it or not, a wood desk will actually still connect you to Mother Earth below. Pretty cool, huh? And then ergonomic chairs. We talked about the details about an ergonomic chair and how that can support your body. Paint and wallpaper. If you want to, if you're a renter, wallpaper can peel off. You get this self peel off wallpaper, or if you really want to inspire yourself, go ahead and paint. Turns into a project. At least have one accent wall behind you that supports you, what your personality is, what your business is, the brand of your business, especially if you're spending a lot of time on Zoom meetings. Okay, storage systems, so important. So what are we doing digitally, and what are we doing with the paper that you have in your office? Types of filing systems. Vertical files, if you have a filing system in your drawer, awesome. If you have your filing system away from your body, awesome. And if you have little boxes that you can store files or binders, great. Otherwise, let it go if you've got it digitized. Okay, next, monitors. If you have 2 monitors, awesome. Laptop and a big monitor. That way you can do multitasking for those of you that are in the design business or graphic design business, or have to work back and forth between financial reports. At least 2 screens is going to be really good for you. Just make sure when you're working at it, we talked about this, blue light glasses to protect you from the electromagnetic frequencies. Lots of plugs and power bars with surge protectors for all your electronic equipment. Lighting, we talked about that. Ensure that you've got good lighting from the front, from below, task lighting, above, and the ability to dim lights so that you're giving your body a different feel throughout the day, just like natural sunlight. Window treatments, you can do blinds, you can do shutters, as long as you have the ability at some point to be able to use a blackout curtain or some form of panel that actually blacks out the room as required. Make sure that whatever you're doing with your space is actually inspiring for you as you walk into it every day. Now, my friends, like, subscribe, and I would love it if you looked at my next video, which is really cool. It's how to set up your space for success and abundance. And that talks beyond your office. It actually talks about the whole house in detail. So I look forward to seeing you in your space somewhere out there in the world. And I hope that this inspires you to create greater. Big hugs to you.